My reaction to RWBY Volume 6, Chapter 3. Last time on RWBY, I lost my footage to the reaction. Now be more careful this time. So enough of that. Last time, actually, Cinder was alive. She actually fell into a pond, and the water thawed out the ice, and she survived. So she's now hiding out in the black market of Mistral, trying to find Team Ruby and what's left of Juniper. So she met Little Miss Maricot. I think that was her name, and she said that she'd need a week to find them, but she already knew where they were. They said a big guy, who I'm assuming is Hazel, came and searched for them, but she was wondering who in Mistral is searching for her. Okay, so then after that, so Team Ruby, Oscar, and Crow had crashed into the snow along with an old woman, Maria something. I didn't get it. So now they're stuck, and Yang, Weiss, and Blake are mad at Osman for not telling them what they're attracting Grim. It doesn't even matter if they keep their emotions in check now because they're already attracting Grim just by having the relic with them. Osman said the signal is faint, but it is still there. He thinks it may have something to do with its origin, and he didn't want to cause them any unnecessary anxiety as they boarded the train. That's why he never told them. Yang decided Osman constantly keeping secrets from him. Yang told Osman that he can trust him, but Osman told them Lionheart also said the exact same thing to Osman, that he can trust him. And look how that turned out. Lionheart betrayed Osman, and apparently he wasn't the first person to do so. Although a lot of people who said that they can trust Osman ended up turning on him and siding with Salem. He wanted to be careful. He said his behavior is backed up by experience. And eventually, when the relic went missing, he found that Ruby had it, and Oscar told Ruby that Osman didn't want them to know his secret. So he said to say her name, Jin, to summon her. So Ruby said the name and summoned the genie in the lamp, Jin. So the relic of knowledge can answer any three questions every 100 years, but it can't tell the future. Osman said he already used up the three questions before he locked it away in Haven Tower, but only one question had been used up. Two more were left. Osman told Ruby to just put it away. Crow told Ruby to do what she thought was best, and Ruby asked Jin, "What is Osman hiding from us?" Osman just went and charged at Ruby. Suddenly, they all went into a white abyss, and she began telling them a story about a girl in the tower, a blonde, beautiful girl named Salem. Was that actually Salem? Still can't believe the end of the episode right there. So they bet now I want to know that story. Is that actually Salem? What happened to her? How did she turn out like this? It's time to find out now on RWBY. This is RWBY Volume 3, Chapter 6, The Lost Fable. Hopefully I can keep the footage intact this time, so let's see. The episode is starting right now. Darkness cannot last. Oh no. Adam, bye. No way. So, and Guardian Cat. Just me. Just see you and me. What happened to you, sailor? Soon, rising like the moon. I managed to get some of it. I know I didn't sing a lot of it, but it's okay. Alright, time to find out on the story of Salem.
Locked away by her cruel father, Salem was a girl who desired but one thing: freedom.
Okay.
She lived in a time when kings and their kingdoms were plentiful, when men
Ruby.
and women were capable of greatness, and
Oh.
magic was a gift from the gods that all could wield.
Oh. Oh.
And yet there she
Dust.
sat within her tower.
Is that from dust?
Until one day, a legendary hero came to brave the challenges within the tower's walls.
Crow.
The people of the lands knew him as Ozma.
Ozma.
Unlike those who had come before, this warrior was not driven by the prize of the young maiden's hand. He fought only for righteousness, and his pure heart and courageous soul prevailed.
Ozma? Oh. So he saves Salem.
They escaped the wretched fortress. And yet, something bound them together. Ozma had been ready to give his life for justice countless times, but now saw a woman worth saving it for. And Salem, to her surprise, found her freedom not in the outside world she had yearned for, but in the eyes of the man that had saved her.
Oh.
So, where should we go now?
Wherever you'd like.
Does that sound like Oscar?
Planned adventures around the world and lived happily ever after.
Not quite, right? That's Salem, not quite, right?
Or at least, that's what should have been.
Okay, the one happened.
Ozma, the infallible hero of legend, fell ill.
Oh.
And where all of the beasts and blades of the world had fallen short, a single sickness prevailed.
Oh, then he died. Nice.
How could the gods let this happen? The gods, brothers of light and darkness.
Oh, these two.
Creation and destruction.
Yep.
Salem prayed they would see the injustice that had befallen her love and make things right.
But
The domain of light was a sacred place.
domain of light. Salem.
It was here the elder brother dwelled beside his fountain of life and creation.
Oh.
It was here where mankind would fall to ruin.
Is that a place at the end of Volume 3? Was that where Salem was at the end of Volume 3? What's that? Is that the older brother of light?
Please bring him back to me.
Ruby.
I understand your pain, but you demand of me that which I cannot make so. Life and death are part of a delicate balance.
So, you won't do it then?
To disrupt the cycle of...
That's not fair. That's not fair!
Salem?
Let him rest.
Wait, is Salem where Osman can keep? What happened? Did she go to the younger brother then?
No.
Oh.
The
She went to the
god
younger
of
brother.
darkness.
Oh no, this must be it.
None dared to enter his home,
Oh.
as men knew what monstrosities emerged from his blackened pools of annihilation.
You mean the creatures of...
And
You mean
so
the
you
creatures
must
of Grimm?
understand the Dark Lord's surprise when he found a lone woman kneeling before him.
Oh. Hello, younger brother. Whoa! Yikes! Ah! Yank. Okay, Yank. Didn't see it. Wow! The creatures of
Salem
Grimm.
understood it well. She told him of her loss, and professed that she knew only he could answer her prayers.
Oh.
All while careful to make no mention of his elder.
Rise, child, and let your faith in me be rewarded.
What did he do to Salem? Oh no. Oh. Ozma.
Where am I? What is this? Where am I?
Okay. Everything's going to be okay.
What? Oh no, yeah. Oh no, the older brother.
What have you done?
I have done what I please, brother. You may bask in the powers of creation, but you do not own them.
This is not creation.
Do not lecture me.
But the grim.
I will do what I must to maintain order.
Salem. Sorry. Oh, Ozma.
No! No! What did you do? Bring him back!
You dare enter my domain and show such disrespect!
Ozma!
Oh no.
Abiding by the rules we agreed upon.
Rules that I now see work ever in your favor. And yet the little mortal comes to pray at my feet
Oh.
before you're on. So you're right to lay your judgment upon me.
Oh. It's like a dragon. Oh. He also became a dragon. A specific kind of dragon.
Differences, but I have not come here with the aim to control you. The same, however, cannot be said for her. This woman came to you only after I denied her pleas. Pleas that would have disrupted the balance that you and I created. Together.
Then it seems I owe you an apology. Allow me to correct my mistake.
Oh. What? Oh. So now both brothers didn't.
You monsters! Give him back to me! Give him back!
What the? Salem? What did he do to you? Which did she fall? Oh no, she's back in here. Oh.
When you first came to me, I did pity you. But it is clear now that your selfishness and arrogance have led you astray.
What did you do to me?
I have made you immortal.
Oh.
Immortal?
You cannot die. You cannot be with your beloved.
So long as this world turns, you shall walk its face.
Oh.
You must learn the importance of life and death. Only then may you rest.
Okay, so then.
Salem was a prisoner once again.
Oh.
Her fruitless attempts to reunite with Ozma eventually became nothing more than acts of spite and defiance against the gods.
Oh. She tried to kill herself, but nothing happened.
But perhaps the gods were not as powerful as they seemed. She had lied to them, turned them against one another. They were fallible.
What?
If she were to
Was she
turn
thinking?
humanity against light and darkness, she could rid herself of their curse. Or at the very least, she could make them suffer.
Ruby.
Salem traveled from one kingdom to another, telling tales of how she stole immortality from the gods,
Stole.
welcomed any swordsman to cut her down, and demonstrated her powers. With the kings and queens in awe, she pulled them deeper into her scheme. She painted them pictures of a time when they would no longer have to watch their loved ones
Whoa.
die.
Whoa,
When they
Salem.
would claim the powers of their creators for themselves, and in turn perfect their own design.
Oh shoot.
All they needed to do was destroy their old masters.
Oh no.
The gods had hoped that Salem would learn from her eternal curse,
But
and she did. She learned that the hearts of men are easily swayed.
gosh. Yeah, she learned that alright.
Who has led you down this path?
Salem. Oh no. Alright, they all used magic, right? Uh-oh.
My own gift to them, used against me.
Uh-oh. What the? What's younger brother doing? All frozen. Wait, so are they all gone? Did he kill them all?
You thought there was no greater punishment we could bestow upon you?
I'll come back. I'll tell the rest of the world of this massacre. Build a new army.
You do not understand. There is no one left. You are all that remains of humanity.
What did the younger brother do?
Planet was a beautiful experiment, but it is merely a remnant of what it once was.
Okay.
We will learn from this failure. I hope that you will learn from yours.
No, you can't leave. You can't leave. Come back.
Salem.
Still demanding things of your creators.
Whoa. Whoa! So when they left, they cracked the moon. And then that destroyed the land. What happened to Salem after that?
Once again, Salem was alone.
So when they left, they
She
cracked the
cursed the
moon.
gods. She cursed the universe.
The Grim.
She cursed everything. Everything but herself. She wandered the face of the planet, awaiting a death that would never come. Until fate led her back to the land of darkness.
Oh yeah.
This was it. This had to be it. The Brothers Grimm, the pools of black that continued to give rise to horrific nightmares. If the Fountain of Life granted her immortality, then surely the pools of Grimm would finally take it away.
Oh. What?
She was wrong.
Yes. Whoa!
This force of pure destruction could not destroy a being of infinite life.
Instead?
Instead, it created a being of infinite life with a desire for pure destruction.
Oh.
And in time, she would find her adversary.
Gosh. Oh, what happened to him? Was that Ozma?
Ozma.
Where am I?
We are between realms. I'm afraid a tragedy has befallen your home at the hands of my brother. We have chosen to depart this world, but in our absence, I would like to offer you the chance to return to it.
Oh.
I don't understand.
Mankind is no more, yet your world remains. And in time, your kind will grow to walk its face once again.
Oh.
However, without our presence, they will be but a fraction of what they once were. Creation, destruction, choice, and knowledge were the
For the
ideals
next
upon
levels.
which humanity was made. Now, I leave them behind with the hope that you may learn to remake yourselves. If brought together, these 4 relics will summon my brother and I back to your world,
Oh.
and humanity will be judged. If your kind has learned to live in harmony with one another and set aside their differences, then we shall once again live among you,
Oh.
and humanity will be made whole again. But if your kind is unchanged, if you demand our blessings while still fighting amongst yourselves, then man will be found irredeemable, and your world will be wiped from existence. Until your task is complete,
Oscar.
you will reincarnate.
Oh.
In a manner that ensures you are never alone.
Ah.
I'm sorry, but that world just isn't as dear to me without her.
about that.
If I may, I'd rather return to the afterlife to see Salem.
You will not find her there.
You mean she isn't gone?
Salem lives, but the woman you hold dear in your memories is gone. Heed this warning. Where you seek comfort, you will only find pain. So, will you...
I'll do it.
Oh,
Very well. Our creation rests within your hands.
And so, Ozma was reborn.
as Osprey. Oh. Oh. Man. Mankind's back.
Where am I?
Who?
Thank you. Please, tell me your name. Who are you?
Oz.
He didn't know.
No.
Ozma had found himself in a world completely unfamiliar to him.
Ozma.
Cities looked different. Creatures known as the Faunus bore fangs and claws and were locked away
Faunus.
in cages. And without the blessing of the gods, no one could perform magic like mankind was once capable of.
Oh.
No one but himself
And
and a
Salem.
woman known as the Witch.
Which I'm guessing that's Salem.
During his years of travel, he heard the same frightened whispers that spoke of a terrifying sorceress who commanded dark powers in the wilds among the beasts and monsters. Ozma was convinced that this witch was Salem, and
Was
decided
it?
he needed to see what she had become.
Was it Salem? It is Salem.
Call it magic or call it something stronger, but in that moment, the two knew exactly who it was that stood before them.
What do we do now?
Whatever we like.
And what happened after that?
As Salem and Ozma recounted the events which had brought them back together, each withheld parts of their story.
Of course.
Salem, fearing Ozma would reject her, blamed the end of the world on the gods. Ozma, still unsure of where the truth lay, kept his task and the relics a secret.
Alright.
Though time passed and all seemed well, Ozma's conversation with the god of light still lingered in his mind. He had
Alright.
found happiness, but humanity seemed more divided than ever before.
Along with Faunus.
This world is quite literally godless. These humans have no one to guide them. Perhaps that's all they need.
What are you saying?
We could become the gods of this world. Our powers surpass all others. Our souls transcend death. We can mold these lands into whatever we want. What you want. Create the paradise that the old gods could not.
The hearts of men are easily swayed.
Ah. Lesson I learned that day. Long ago. Nevermore. Oh, that's Salem. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, that's Salem. Oh, Salem. And Ozma. What? Things didn't go ahead, right? Things didn't go that way, right? Salem and
The
Ozma.
two amassed a following. That following grew into a prosperous kingdom. And at the head of that kingdom blossomed a family.
Oh, 4 kids. They had a family. Oh, but battles were still fought. Wars still happened.
Are we sure this is right?
You said we needed to bring humanity together. In order to do that, we have to spread our word and destroy those who will deny it.
Are they going to tell the truth finally to each
What
other?
are we doing?
Awesome.
This isn't what he asked of me.
Oh,
What did you say?
oh no.
Mother! Father! Look!
Oh,
It was a
she's
miracle.
romantic.
Their children could perform magic. But what should have been a joyous occasion was short-lived.
What happened?
Ozma told Salem everything.
Oh,
The
shoot.
true reason the God of Light had brought him back. The relics that lay scattered around the world. And the day of judgment he had been told to prepare for.
Don't you see? None of that matters anymore. Why spend our lives trying to redeem these humans when we can replace them with what they could never be?
What? Replace them with what? You're trying to leave. Oh gosh, here we go. Ruby. Oh gosh. What happened to the kids? The grim, negative emotions. What's the frame rate second? Oh. Ozma.
We finally had freedom.
And Salem killed him the
This
first
began
time.
a long and painful cycle of death and rebirth for Ozma.
Oh.
Some
Gosh.
lives were spent in mourning. Many were spent attempting to forget it all. But
Oh.
no matter what, his mind would eventually turn back to the task
the
he was
king.
burdened with.
The king.
And as the centuries went on, Ozma began to learn the importance of living with the souls with which he had been paired.
Oh.
But no matter where or how he lived, her presence was
The
always
grim.
felt. If humanity were ever to stand a chance of being united, one thing was clear.
He had to destroy Salem.
Yeah.
Knowing he could never rid the world of her through any mortal means, Ozma sought out the power of the relics. Armed with my knowledge, he believed he could fulfill his promise to the God of Light.
Where are the other relics?
He asked me his questions,
What powers do they possess?
and though I gave him my answers,
How do I destroy Salem?
not all of them were to his liking.
Oh.
You can't.
What? If Salem can't die, then. Huh. If Salem can't die, then what are we supposed to do now? Ask her. Oh. That was a long episode. 26 minutes. Yes, Salem brought up to the pool. Ozma. So again after, so I guess afterward he took the name Ozpin. So Ozma is his actual name. What an episode, man. A lot happened. Wow, so much happened in that episode. About Salem, about Ozma, about the two brothers. There's one part I want to see again about the brothers attacking each other. Hold on. It was when the moon got blown up. Also before when the brother talked to the younger brother. Okay, after that, the moon. when she formed an army and went after the brothers to the moon. So Salem was outway in a tower, and back in the past, when the two brothers had granted mankind the ability to use magic, they all were capable of doing it. Even Salem, who was locked away. One day, a warrior named Ozma showed up and saved Salem, and they lived a happy life, or so they should have. But after that, Ozma fell ill and died, and Salem just wanted to do anything to bring her back. She first went to find the god of creation, the older brother, and asked him to do it, but the older brother denied, saying it would disturb the balance. Salem took it as, "So you won't do it?" Okay. After that, she went to the younger brother and asked him instead, and at first he agreed to do it, but then the older brother showed up and undid what his younger brother had done. But then he brought Ozma back, and after the older brother explained himself, the younger brother had apologized and then took Ozma away from them. And then they decided to teach Salem a lesson by making her immortal and incapable of dying, hoping she'd learn from her mistake and hoping to appreciate life, only being allowed to die after she's accepted life and death. But Salem didn't think it. She thought that she could just manipulate the gods. So she went to different kingdoms, demonstrated her immortality to them, and then formed an army to attack the two brothers. But then the younger brother destroyed all of humanity except Salem, and the brothers decided to leave after calling their experiment a failure, saying the world was a remnant of what it once was. So then, as the younger brother left into space, he crashed into the moon, which caused it to crack and caused pieces to fall over the place. That's why the moon is cracked. When the younger brother left, he cracked it and made it rain meteorites over Earth. Now, all that remained were Salem and the creatures of Grimm. Salem thought that the pool of Grimm could kill her, and maybe then she could go and be with her beloved Ozma. But the pools of darkness that normally were not able to kill someone immortal. Instead, it filled Salem with so much hatred and darkness, and she became like that, like the way Salem is now. Okay, so then she just lived her life, and yeah. And so she then became a witch. And one day, the older brother decided to revive Ozma. Over time, humanity had been reborn, but they're not able to use magic, and Faunus came to be as well. The older brother allowed Ozma to return to the world and told him about the four relics, and that his job is to try and unite humanity together. And the day of judgment will be when all four relics are brought together. If he can prove that humanity has come together, hold on, we'll go to the last part again before all this. Okay, so if they can prove that they can live together, they'll come be the humans again. But if not, then they'll erase mankind from existence. So now Ozma was charged with the task of trying to bring humanity together. That's what Ozma has been doing this whole time. But Salem says it doesn't matter. As you heard before, Salem only uses people as long as they're useful. And so she doesn't see any point in saving humanity, saying that they can just be gods and do with them however they see fit. At first, they kept certain things secret from the both of them, and they actually managed to live together. They formed a family, had kids, but eventually Ozma told Salem the truth, and they both got into a fight, and that's when this whole battle started. That's what started the whole war between Ozpin and Salem. But I guess eventually he changed his name to Ozpin. He kept reincarnating over and over again because until the day of judgment, until he can do all of it, he won't stop. But he can't do that unless Salem is defeated. So eventually he took the relic of knowledge and asked, "How can I destroy Salem?" And Jin said, "You can't." So Osman has been constantly fighting Salem, still trying to find a way to win, not knowing how. And Osman knows that if he can't stop Salem, then if the brothers do come back, humanity will be judged poorly and the world is going to end. And that began Osman's endless journey on his quest to stop Salem. He failed to stop her in the past, and now things have gotten out of hand. So then he lost faith, saying that he can't stop Salem. So this is like a part one of the full story, because I don't think that's it just yet. So now they know that they can't stop Salem, and oh gosh, wow. I can't believe there was that much in the episode. So we learned about how Salem used to be, about how humanity had magic in the past, about how Ozma was, more about the two brothers, how they helped kind of turn Salem into the person she is, about how the moon got cracked. I can't believe there was that tied into it. Wow. So that's the thing with the moon getting destroyed in the opening. And then about saying you can't destroy Salem. They made her immortal and now they can't take that immortality away from her. If they can't destroy Salem, then how can they stop her? If they can just get the relics from her, then I guess that's something. But then, what then? Salem's just not going to let them win, is she? Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do now next. I don't know how they're going to beat Salem now with all this knowledge, but we'll have to see. This was an awesome episode, a lot of information in it. A part me feel like this episode is a part 1 and the next episode is a part 2, but we'll have to see. This was awesome, let's see what happens next time on RWBY. My reaction is now done.